I'm in the business to help hitters. I'm in the business to fix hitters. I'm in the business to help hitters reach their highest potential, to help get them to get lift and launch consistently, not just in the predictable environment of batting practice, but do it in the game. What I put together is a collection of good hitters and a collection of, or maybe sprinkled in, some bad at-bats. And I want you to just remove yourselves from the normal baseball hitting lenses and looking at all the mechanics and looking at where the knee is and then, when he lifts his back pocket, I turn my back pocket theories. Look at it maybe from a perspective of an outside baseball person, and look at it from the idea of tempo and rhythm, and look at it from the tendencies of what players are doing with their faces. Because I told you before in previous videos that I stopped watching. If I'm going to help a hitter, I stopped watching the body. I know the mechanics are important, but I looked at the faces, because if I want to get inside to help the hitter, I need to become that hitter. And to become that hitter, I need to look at their faces to see how their tempo is, what their eyes are moving, and what they're thinking. If I can look into their eyes, it gives me a glimpse of what they're thinking about. In one previous video, I mentioned some things about timing the vision, and a coaching colleague from Arkansas, emailed me and messaged me and told me, "Dave, I never heard of this concept before." And this coach had been coaching for 30 years, and I said, "Are you kidding me? I think everyone knows about this concept." Well, as I investigated it, and I come to learn, no, it's not common everyday discussion. In fact, I think it's something that our baseball world and softball world has left off the table and has undervalued. Here's an example of someone who is not incorporating the ideas of good vision in their at-bats. Their timing of the vision is off. So how do you put it back together? Okay, what do we got to do? Well, there are concrete, real ingredients that I've learned to explain to players and coaches that makes it applicable and usable during the game, so that you can correct your timing mistakes before the next pitch. Our community is so inundated with the StatCast now and the TrackMan and bat speed. But you know what? The purest forms of hitting goes back to timing. Just listen. This is one example. Listen to Brian Dozier and his thoughts of timing.
How do you feel right now? Are you where you want to be as to your at-bats and your playing time?
Yeah, pretty much. Timing still got a little ways to go. It's it'll pick up in the next week or two. But yeah, that's all you want is in good health and getting your legs underneath you. But kind of right where you need to be. It's always kind of the same thing every spring. Once the last 2 weeks hit, then your timing starts to get pretty locked in. So we're almost there.
Once the last 2 weeks hit, the timing starts to get locked in. Brian Dozier is an elite hitter. Okay, and his season last year speaks for itself. But was he always that way? Was he always locked in? My theory is sometimes for a lot of good players that we finally see, there's something inside of them that finally rings the bell. They finally understand what they're doing at home plate in the game. And that's why when you see guys like Manny Machado or Brian Dozier, they understand timing better, whether it's like internally, but they just can't put it in the words, but they can just do it. Then they start moving themselves out a little bit more on the edge, where they get a little bit of a head start on a pitcher, and they have a better skill of when they can predict when the start is going to happen. And that's what I've seen. And when they get a little bit of an edge, then you start seeing a little bit of lift and launch. So here's what I got. You can go through your life and you go through your baseball experiences, softball experiences, and you can just try to figure out, get into the laboratory and hash it out you know. But most people don't get into the laboratory and they investigate. They're studying. They're intensely looking at it. You know, that's what I've done, you know, my life and my experiences. And I put this together, and I'm very protective of, obviously, of the information I put out, because I charge a lot of money for it, because I know the value of it to me and what went behind it. And I'm very blessed, you know, thankful to the Holy Spirit to show me this. And this is my career. You have your careers and I have my careers. But I value this a lot. And if you're a player or a coach who's joining with me, then you'll see that this is worth it, because this is information a lot of us have put off to the side and have not noticed. And this is the information, rather than stumbling and fumbling and going through the batting cage and trying to figure it out, I figured it out for you. Now it's a matter of making accurate application with it in batting practice and then understanding it thoroughly, so when you get to the game, that it doesn't matter if it's a batting pitch, a pitch of a pitching machine, from an iron mic or a wheeled machine, that a pitch ball is a pitch ball, and that's the essence. But there's a lot of details that go inside how I control my timing, the timing of my vision, the timing of my adrenaline, the timing of my tempo, the timing of the pitcher's tempo, the timing of my hitting model, and the timing of the pitcher's pitching model. When you make the investment and you get the best hitting drill ever video series, you'll see from the examples I just left you from this video, that video number 7, how it comes to life and how it's going to change your production in a game immediately. I'm Dave Kirilloff, languageofhitting.com.